I just listened to a really long video. Bill Cooper is talking about the Odyssey 2001, and he's saying that this is sort of like an explanation of the creation of man. It's sounds like it was written by the elites, and the Satanists to sort of let you know what's going on. And it's like the subconscious mind is talking to us, but it's like, are we really paying attention? And the conscious mind is coming out in the movies that we watch. We think that somebody is putting movies and entertainment out there to program you, but it's actually somebody in the universe had an idea and they've put it out in the universe to see how it would fly. See if other people see the same thing as you do. And ultimately, it is a reflection of the consciousness on this planet. And the stronger consciousness, that the writer of the story, the producers of these types of films, are the ones that are in charge. They have the power to create whatever it is they create. But we also have free will. We only watch what we're interested in watching. If you're interested in this shit, it's because you want to. Somewhere in your subconscious mind, you are interested in that kind of stuff. Look at how many horror shows, how many people are addicted to horror shows. Why does that have your interest? Why would you even turn that on? I can't even stand them. Like, they irritate the hell out of me, but some people get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So the conscious mind finding enjoyment of that, it's not so much that you're programmed for it, it's that that's what's inside you all along. And what this guy is kind of saying is that these evil Satan worshipping people are saying that they're here to turn us into God, which I happen to believe is true. And it's a really, really hard thing to wrap your brain around, but we are lacking information. We can see all over the place that we're creators, but we don't seem to know how to create heaven. The only thing we seem to create is hell. And these Satan worshippers, they're almost there to push us, to force us to be stronger, to learn more than what they know. And it is ego that does create hell, and it is these people that are, that have the power, that are worshiping Satan, that really know the techniques involved in creating something. I mean, if you really want to program your brain, make a symbol. Symbols are really, really important because they constantly interrupt your brain. This water concept will interrupt your brain. If you put a symbol down for what it is you're looking for in your life, and then you burn that symbol, and you do that every freaking day. That's all you have to do, is put a symbol of what it is you want, burn it, and do that every single day. You'll create it, because you're programming your own subconscious mind to create whatever it is you want to create. So most of these rituals that these Satanist people do, they're showing you how to do it. Like they're showing you how to be a creator, and it's working perfectly for them. But you not knowing what it is they're doing means you don't have that same skill. And to be a god, to see the destruction and the power that, evil has, that has dominated the whole earth, particle, stuff, they're dominating all of that. But we have the power to change that. And that's what I think that Satan is all about, is it's pushing you towards stopping everything that's wrong and to create the paradise that we're meant to have. We are creators. We have the potential to create heaven on earth. If we decided to do everything that was right, what would the planet look like? If you got every single one of your wishes granted and it didn't do any harm to anybody else on the planet, what would it look like? I mean, If you drove a car, but you know driving that car would actually destroy your planet, kill your own kids, would you drive that car? Or would you find a way to create something that does no harm to anybody else but still gives you the transportation? I mean, all of this experience showed us, look at what we can do. Look at all the amazing things we can do with our creations. If we actually created better, been aware of the connections of what it is that we do and put out in the world and do no harm, what would it look like? It does seem to be, know as much information as you possibly can. They are sort of, Bill Cooper is saying that technology is at least 100 to 150 years ahead of what it is you comprehend. And that's why they can create spaceships, they can, create this phenomenon of aliens. And I really do believe that the last cycle that we have had in history, because I think that this is, family secrets that they don't want you to know about, they've created spaceships way before. And there has been people that have gone out, and they're going to come back. And they're going to come back and say that they're Jesus or God or whatever, and they're returning soon. And a lot of people are going to be fooled into thinking that this is going to be your savior because, he's been out there and sort of seen something a lot more amazing than what you've had. And ultimately, I mean, this guy that went out in the spaceship, had a computer, which this guy relates it to IBM, and Venus Project computer system, where they didn't have a switch to be able to turn it off. But this guy had to outwit the computer to be able to turn it off, which he did. And ultimately, that's kind of the goal, is like, do you really want your happiness through technology? If technology is taking away the potential of human life. I mean, if you had 10 people that needed food and they needed to work, be productive, but you replaced their workforce with a computer, that unemployed 10 people can no longer have food because a computer is doing it. And the computer's flawed. A computer is all designed by the creator of the computer. Everything that goes into a computer has if statements. If this goes on, do this, or do that. Do this while this is going on. All of these rules that make a computer function and work is all in somebody's head. Somebody made up those rules inside that computer. A computer cannot make up its own rules. No matter how far you want to distance yourself from thinking a computer can make up its own mind, it can't, because it's not human. Only the human body has that God particle inside you that can know all, if you chose to want to know all. We can have this ability for telepathy and reading somebody else's minds. And we see this with females. Not so much anymore, but it's there. That because females are more nurturers, we can understand the language of different cries that a baby makes. We can tell exactly, oh, the baby needs to change diapers. Oh, the baby needs food. We can sense that. What is that? That is empathy with the child, and it's telepathy. You can tell what a kid knows. And that's why women and men are a little screwed up, because women are sitting there going, well, how come you can't read my mind and just do what it is that I, would make me happy? Where a male would say, I don't know why you're not happy. Why don't you just tell me? Do you think I can read your mind? And women are going, yeah, we can read your mind. We can tell when you're happy. And if you're not happy, we'll keep trying to figure out why you're not happy. Although that, females are getting more masculine and males are getting more feminine. It's starting to mix equally, which I think that's part of the design. But I think that's where we're headed, is we're starting to see that technology is really, really destroying our planet. And when we wake up is when we're going to realize, oh my God, what I did participated in the destruction of the planet. You won't do it anymore. I physically cannot do that anymore. I physically will get ill if I do any labor work that I know causes harm to the planet. And that's why they pay me to be mentally ill. And that's why they pay me to be on a disability. I say it over and over again that my arms are crippled, but it's fibromyalgia and the joints are deteriorating. So the muscles and the joints are next to none. Those are really, really painful health issues, but I deal with no pain as long as I'm doing the right thing. As soon as I do the wrong thing, then, if I put myself in a stressful situation, pain goes up and my arms won't function anymore. So I am limited in what type of work I can do, because as soon as I go to work, oh, there goes my health, and then what? Do I apply for a disability again? It doesn't make any sense. I got to listen to myself and say, no, I know that's my limitation. I know I can see that that's wrong. I physically cannot do that. And it's my physical limitations that prevent me from doing it. So it's almost like all of the hardship that was put on my life has made me hypersensitive to doing the right thing now. And doing the right thing is sort of like you're mentally retarded, being judged by, the professional world that's creating all of technology, the pharmaceutical world, all of those people that would judge me would say that there's a problem with me. And from where I'm sitting at, it's like, kind of take a look at yourself. You give a lot of pills that do nothing but block and deal. You're not solving any problems. All you got is life isn't fair, deal with it. And it's like, okay, how can we play this game of life ain't fair before the world actually destroys itself? So it's quite an interesting description of this film. Kind of gives you a good example of what evil really is, and I think evil wants to be stopped. And you can either turn into evil. If you do it with hate, you'll be no better than them. If they want to kill us and you want to kill them, you're playing the same game. You're just repeating the same cycle, thinking that you're stronger and better, but you're not. So you do have to kind of be at one with evil, but stop evil. And most of it is just non-compliance. Find something you love doing. Do it for free until, people see the value of it. That's what I do. I don't claim to know all. That's one of the things that in this all-knowing that I know, I know that I won't know all unless I get everybody's perception of what everybody wants. I mean, for me to say, how do we create heaven? I can't describe, well, if we just do this, this, and this, heaven would be created. And it's like, no, then I'd be a dictator. I'd be saying, you're going to have heaven my way, and that ain't the deal. The deal is that you have to describe your heaven. What would make you want to live? What world would you want to live in? Write that all down. And when you get everybody's description of what heaven actually looks like, and you take away all of the shit that actually does harm to anybody, then you see what heaven looks like. But we got to get everybody's opinion on that one, and we got to get rid of all of the things. We got to be able to listen to somebody's complaints when they see one, which is one of the problems I have with the Venus Project, is like, okay, I got a complaint. I can see how this system would kill me, and are you concerned about it? And right away, hang up the phone. They got a cost-effective rule. Some must die in that system, which means it's not a good system. It ain't heaven. So anyways, I'll put a link below. Check it out. Really interesting. A little long, but really interesting. Peace out.